Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple of cookie crazy kids in love that love watching some Clone Wars.
This one sounds intense for this next episode.
Yeah, Season 5, Episode 17, Sabotage. Anakin and Ahsoka investigate a bombing at the Jedi Temple.
Bad news tennis shoes.
Yeah, bad news tennis shoes. It just makes me think of the Beastie Boys song Sabotage. Now I got that playing in my head. Which isn't a bad thing. Sometimes even the smallest doubt can shake the greatest belief.
Ahsoka, punch a hole for the gunships to get through.
I know the drill, Master. Incoming missiles!
No problem.
Whoa.
That's a problem.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, those things again.
Where'd you get 'em?
Yeah, you fuckers again.
Ha! Nice.
Someday, these droids will learn they keep messing with the wrong Jedi. Just keep watching and learning, Padawan.
Oh, damn.
Just a small malfunction.
Oh,
Damn.
crap.
Anakin!
Master?
R2, can you take over?
What do you mean there's something wrong with the engines? Tip your wing. I'll see how bad it is.
Oh my god.
Really bad.
Oh, that's not good. R2, can you land the ship on that cliff ledge?
I can do anything.
Take over the ship. I'm going after Anakin. Somebody has to save his skin.
Oof.
Rough landing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
Archie's like, we gotta get the hell out of here. Do the R2 scream. Oh, no.
R2!
R2!
He got out of there.
Oh, thank God.
Very funny, R2. Are you...
He just giggled.
How did I get here?
Might have crashed. I saved the day. You're welcome.
Return to the Jedi Temple quickly, you should.
We're kinda busy, Master Yoda.
Important it is, Skywalker. Bombed the temple hangar someone has.
Who could successfully bomb the Jedi Temple?
Be right there, Master.
Cad Bane could do it.
How could the Separatists infiltrate the temple?
Worse than that, it is.
We have to look at the possibility that it could have been anyone in the temple.
If a Jedi, this is, gone to the dark side, there.
We could have figured that out, Yoda.
We'd like for you two to lead the investigation. You and Ahsoka will provide an impartial point of view.
If willing to destroy the temple, the attacker is. To great lengths they will go.
Then I guess we'll have
Yep.
to go to even greater lengths to catch him.
There you go.
Who are you?
I am Russo ISC, crime scene analyzer for the Jedi. I was assigned by Master Windu.
You and Ahsoka should begin the interviews.
I would rather interview the witnesses alone. There will be ill will toward you.
I think you're over-exaggerating, Russo. There were Jedi killed in that blast along with maintenance crew and clones. Let me know if you find anything.
I will, Master.
He doesn't trust that droid.
Did you notice anything unusual about the hangar?
Not really, although I left the hangar 5 minutes before the bomb exploded. Is it true a Jedi might be responsible for the attack?
We're not certain of anything at this point. This distrust is troubling. Some of these people have worked in the temple for years.
I think I know who did it. Who blew up the hangar.
You waited until now to say it?
I believe it was Jakar Bomani.
Why do you think it was him?
Passed him as I was going on my shift change. He had been working all morning in this section the blast came from. It was the last place I saw him.
Is this him?
Yes.
He's dead? No.
Seen him since the explosion.
No.
Thank you. Looks like we need to find Jakar Bomani, Russo. Did you find anything?
No.
One of the witnesses saw him in the area where the bomb exploded, right before it happened. And we have not been able to find him,
Nobody just disappears.
unless it was well planned out.
I'll talk to security. This is the guy who might be behind all of this. If you see him, alert me immediately.
That is Jakar!
You know this man?
He is my husband. Where is he?
I need you to come with me.
You have no idea where Jakar is.
No.
Do you think Jakar could do something like this?
Do you have any idea what someone has to go through to work in the Jedi Temple? Jakar dedicated his life to serving the Jedi. He passed all the entry tests that were needed.
Okay, everyone's a suspect.
Jakar would never do anything like this. Please, find him.
It seems the blast came from there.
Why is there no bomb residue?
Maybe Jakar planned to do this and just kept quiet.
Or
It actually was a Jedi.
I found something. An anomaly.
Makes me think of the Batman game when you have to like go through like the detective mode and everything like that. Rewind it.
They are covered with microscopic droids of a highly volatile nature.
Now we're chasing nanodroids.
Ahsoka, let's go find out how Jakar got his hands on these nanodroids.
Not sure it was Jakar.
No, it can't be him. He's never the first suspect.
Jakar was the foreman over all the gunships, bombs, and weapons. His specialty was nano-weaponry.
We've got to find this guy.
It's a setup.
Have you found Jakar?
No.
I'll gather some Jedi and search the temple.
Instead of Jedi, I have droids that can do the job much faster.
Jakar was dead before the blast went off.
Yeah.
So I would be curious as to who pointed his finger at him.
You found nothing so far.
We have a clue we're following.
But we still don't have answers.
But the Senate will have a meeting to decide whether the military police will need to become involved in the investigation.
We have found Jakar.
Lock down all exits so he can't escape.
He's already dead.
Where is he?
Well, part of him is here.
Oh my god.
This is all that remains of Jakar. The rest of him exploded because he was the bomb.
Oh.
The nanodroids. How did they get in his bloodstream?
This just keeps getting better and better.
With like the detective angle for this, it's like give me like Blade Runner vibes now.
This is not the nicest place.
I would have thought working for the Jedi paid better.
It's convenient.
Letta? Are you here? You search for the droids, but be careful. I'd rather not set off another explosion today.
Always check behind the pictures.
Letta?
Bomb's already there.
Master! The sensors are picking up traces from the disposal. The nanodroids were in the food.
Did he eat them willingly, or did someone feed them to him?
What?
We've learned Jakar was involved in the bombing.
That can't be true.
See if she has any nanodroids on her, Ahsoka.
Nanodroids.
She'll have him in her.
She's clean.
So she didn't eat the food.
We believe someone set Jakar up and made him the bomb.
I don't understand.
I want to bring you in for more questioning. Maybe you can help us make sense out of all of this.
Yeah, I mean, did you and your husband never have a meal together that he had him all through his blood from the food, but you didn't have any?
Yep, there you go. Now is she running because she's scared?
She's an acrobat.
Or is she running because she's guilty?
Well, I'd be inclined to say guilty with how she responded to them questioning about Jakar. Like, he went through all your tests. Like, she did sound like she had a chip on her shoulder.
Let us stop! Let me go! Jakar is dead, and now you're trying to blame his murder on me!
Nobody ever said he was dead.
Huh.
People blamed Jedi because of you. People were killed because of you.
Did you feed the nanodroids to Jakar? You will answer me. Now!
Whoa. Dude.
I did feed the nanodroids to Jakar.
You set up your own husband to...
But who put her up to it?
I am pleased to report there were no other nanodroids found in the sweep of the temple. Based on the security footage, Jakar Bomani acted alone. No Jedi was involved.
Thanks, Russo.
Did this woman say what her reasons were for attacking us?
Not yet.
I think we can guess her motives easily enough. Public opinion is swaying against the Jedi.
Yep.
That is becoming clear. This war is becoming less and less popular every day it persists.
I'm relieved we solved this case, but
What if it had been a Jedi?
I don't know how I would have felt if a Jedi was really behind this.
There are going to be Jedi who disappoint us, Ahsoka.
Oh.
There are good Jedi who fight for what's right. It makes it all worthwhile.
Remember that.
Wow. What a foreshadow.
Yeah. They've had a couple lines like that before in Clone Wars, but that one particularly kind of like, gave me goosebumps with just the way he said it. And like before when he was getting all angry with the guy's wife. And yeah, so that was another good episode.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a driving question for me how Ahsoka is going to respond to Anakin going evil, and seeing how close they are, what an incredible bond they've developed. But this was the first time it hit on it from a different angle, being her, I think, total faith in the Jedi, her total belief in them as a good entity. And I think that's something that we often have, especially when we're young. Like you believe in that more simplified term of good versus evil, and like these are the good guys, so they're all good. And we kind of forget the fact that like, well, that group of like the good guys is made up of a bunch of individual people who so far are making good choices, but they could just as easily make bad choices. And so it was, I don't know, it was sort of like an almost like loss of innocence moment there to have her kind of say like, I don't know how I would have felt if it was a Jedi. And you're like, kid, you're gonna find out.
Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of hit on it from a new angle, because before it's always been in my mind the Anakin relationship, but now this is like her total faith in Jedi as an entity. And yeah.
Yeah, and just that little seed of doubt that you gotta throw in there and try to sway public opinion. And even if you get, there's a line like in Hamilton or something like that, like where they blast each other in the press. He's like, and we don't print retractions.
Yep.
But like even if like you do get like printed retraction or whatever, usually it's like on the back page or whatever, or like another like page like 18 and like hidden and everything. But like once it's out there, once your like image is sort of like smeared a little bit, it's tough to gain trust back and to get that image back.
Well, that's why even in like criminal trials, prosecutors will drive so hard at someone until the judge, like objection, sustained, and then the judge says, jury will disregard. Well, like,
yeah,
sure, but you can't unring that bell. You can't unhear something that you've heard. And there's, we're people. There's no way to just be like, well, I'm going to look at this whole case, but I'm going to remember not to think about that one. Like,
I know, right?
Like the human brain just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It's tough. And it's interesting, their whole talk about like the uphill battle and the swaying of the political sort of perception of everything that's going on. Jedi don't exactly like run for re-election or anything.
Yeah.
But I think there's that thing of like following perception and what everybody is telling you the story is, and then like looking at, okay, well, what is the actual story? Like, is that what I'm being told the story is? Does that match what this person is saying? Does it match what this person is doing? Does it match what the impact is that we're all feeling? And sometimes that lines up, and that's great. And that's the way it's supposed to happen. It's supposed to be truth-based. But sometimes it doesn't line up, and that's disappointing.
And the payoff was really like the last, couple minutes of this episode. Because leading up, like throughout it, I started to get more invested in the detective angle and everything like that, and in solving the mystery. But like it felt a lot more like the like season 2 or season 3 or something like that kind of episode, just like a one-off. Like, oh, here's like Anakin and Ahsoka like in a detective episode. But then at the end there, with the payoff of 1, like sowing doubt about the Jedi with public opinion, and then 2. The Anakin and Ahsoka interaction there. So that was a good payoff there.
Although it does make me think about like Jakar and Jakar's wife. At least in America, politics has become super divisive. And so it made me think like, okay, well, she was talking about her husband who had loved to work for the Jedi Temple and like passed all the tests and was very devoted. And yet, I said at the time, like, she seemed bitter and like she had a chip on her shoulder. Well, she obviously went the other way politically and ideologically from her husband. For that, she decides to feed him explosive nanodroids and send him to work one day. Like, that to me was just kind of like, whoa, like, I thought we had it bad here in the States, but like, that is a whole new level of just political disagreement.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, it made me curious about, like, who are these two characters and these backstories, and how did she get so radicalized? And, like, this is nuts.
You'll let us know what you thought about this episode down below in the comments. And if you want early ad-free access to our Clone Wars reactions, check out the description of this video. We got a link to our Patreon there, as well as a playlist for all of our Clone Wars reactions. Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for Clone Wars Season 5, Episode 17, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.